Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Taurus, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. So, Taurus, this is a really special reading because it's based on a guided meditation that I did many years ago. And it was all about messages from my future self and my future self thanking me for everything that I was going through in this present moment. It was a guided meditation that I watched on YouTube, and it was quite memorable. It was really emotional. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I really just said, what if I could do a reading like that for everyone, to let them know how their future self is regarding them in this moment. And while I'm even doing this intro, I think that some of your spirit guides are coming in because they're kind of muting my ear a little bit right now. I want to show you this beautiful mint green crystal. It's called Prehnite, and it has some smatterings of epidote in it. This crystal is very useful for Mercury retrograde, which is when I am recording this during a Mercury retrograde. So, and it's definitely had an effect, because there's some readings where I had to start and stop and start again because I literally just was tripping over my words. So I kind of had to ground myself and calm down a little bit. Right, there's a lot of chaos going on outside though, and I even wear it during these periods because I find that's very helpful. So I'm really excited to do this reading for you and to show you the new decks that I got. Look at the new toys. The Healing Heart Oracle for the overall energy for you. And for the tarot reading, this beautiful, beautiful new deck by James E. It's called the Mira Visions Oracle and Tarot deck in one. It's a lenticular deck, which means there are two different images on the same card, which is super cool. And using the tried and true Mystic Mondays for any clarifiers additional clarifiers that I may need for your reading. So, angel spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Taurus, please? Taurus. Okay. Divinely Connected Heart, number 34, which reduces to a 7. Chariot card energy, Cancer energy. Divinely Connected Heart, meet your karma. Isn't that a gorgeous card? The idea of meeting your karma, it's like finally that we're getting to this place of blessings and an equilibrium, kind of the sense that we've paid our dues. It's our time. And Spirit is kind of joining us on this journey. I see this as, Spirit up here kind of carrying you, A lot of beautiful golden threads and golden energy. This warmth surrounding you at this time. Chariot card number 34 to 7 talks about victory, talks about mastery over both the light and the shadow, understanding that we need both. That's the balance, right? So I'm going to pull 8 cards for this reading. past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Messages from your future self. Wow. Okay. A card that I have been curious to see, will it ever pop out? Just did. Just now for you, Taurus. Spectacular. I'm smelling like perfume. I'm not wearing any perfume at the moment, so just got a whiff of it. It smells beautiful. Can't really identify what the smell is. It just smells perfumey. And it's not, I have a candle here. It's not the candle. It's something else. Okay. You got 2 extra cards, which I will take together. Excuse me, 3 extra cards. That's a lot, Spirit. Spirit, this is too many. I'm going to show them to you, but I'm going to put them back in the deck because I feel strongly about this for some reason. I don't usually, but basically cards in this deck are double, right? So it's not just 3, it's like 6. And I don't want it to muddy the message a little too much. But you got the Queen of Wands, the 9 of Swords, and the Emperor card. And they all have counterparts. Queen of Wands kind of talks to me about you kind of discovering this place of beauty within yourself. It's a site of confidence that perhaps has been hidden. The counterpart to it is the mystic. The mystic. So we can see here, here's the Queen of Wands, kind of blending into the background. Maybe that's, you know, kind of the beauty. It's almost like blending into nature, and nature being the most beautiful. But the mystic here, kind of like a shaman. There could be some aspects to your experience right now where you've been picking up on some psychic messaging. With the 9 of birds, 9 of swords, it could be worrying you. This is nightmare energy. You can see here this little child kind of facing this foe, not really running, not screaming, not really doing anything, kind of paralyzed. 9 of birds. This energy is trying to take action, trying to fight things off, fend for oneself. Wow, it's interesting. And then you got the Emperor, whose counterpart is the Pelican. Pelicans can be really, really interesting creatures because they have these like really deep, I think they call it a bill. It's not the beak, but the bill. And they kind of use that to scoop up fish in the water. They're kind of wacky birds in a way. But they carry a lot of abundance. I think that's the point. The thing about the Emperor card, though, that really sticks out to me is the sense of control. So if I have to put all these cards together, you discovering or uncovering the fact that you're this mystic energy, and then there's nightmare energy associated with it, and then the sense of control, almost like telling me that it might not be the most welcome messaging. It might not be the most, you know, look, you're watching a tarot reading, so clearly you're like into spiritual like things. At the very least, you're curious. But just because we're curious about something doesn't mean that we want to turn around and practice it listen to it in our own selves, right? So I've made a very specific deal with my spirit guides and with spirit that, like, I'm not interested in seeing things that I don't want to see. I'm not interested in that. Like, I don't care if I have that ability to see that. Not interested, not ready, maybe one day, but not now. I'm very clear about that with spirit. And sometimes I get hints. Sometimes when you open up the spiritual door, you're not sure what comes through and you have to protect yourself, right? So not everybody wants to be a mystic. Not everybody wants to get downloads. And I understand that, right? But the card that you got is Divinely Connected Heart. So your future self is kind of maybe giving you some kind of inkling that, okay, we understand that you feel a loss of control. We understand that you may be a little freaked out by, maybe it's just like number synchronicities, or, you know, the classic, I was talking about them and then they called me, like that kind of thing. But it's starting to build momentum. We shall see. In the past energy, you got the 7 of Embers, 7 of Wands. Yeah, card of blocking. Like, you know, jumping on these pylons, jumping through hoops to try and reach the other side. 7 of Embers. You see it seems like it's a phoenix coming out of a book, right? This uncovering this wealth of knowledge. Look at that. Oh God, that's beautiful. It's a 7 too. It's so beautiful. It's so synchronous, right? Here we go. Taurus, sorry, here it's happening again. I mean, even if we try to deny, spirit shows up in the way they're going to show up, right? It's interesting. These are two they have different feelings to them. Maybe this is like you trying to maintain your balance while all of this is kind of running in the program in the background of your brain. It's clarified by the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Lotuses, 4 of Chalices, 4 of Cups. Here we see 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is about apathy. It's about rejection sometimes, complacency. This idea that we see 3 full cups and we think, this is good enough. I'm content. I'm fine. 3 cups is like nice. 3 cups is good. 3 cups is community and friendship and celebration. I'm good with 3. But, I mean, are you? Because there's like a part of you that's just like sitting here with your 3 cups and not really celebrating, just kind of looking out into the distance, wondering what's out there, wondering, is there more to be discovered? Right? 4 of Cups is, there's always a cup that comes from spirit. This kind of hidden cup that only appears when you're ready, right? What is when the student is ready, the teacher appears, that kind of thing? This is a resistance to that cup, maybe a resistance to the divine itself. Like, I mean, it's nice that you're with me, but like, I'm just trying to live my life here on earth. I don't really have, maybe, you know, in the past energy, you didn't have the space for anything new. You didn't really want, like Virgo, in the Virgo reading, all they wanted to do was ask those deeper questions, even if it scared them. And I see in your past energy here, it's just like, I've got a lot on my plate right now. I'm just trying to keep afloat, maintain balance. Look, this is the Death card energy, Scorpio in the Major Arcana, number 13. There's a cycle coming to an end. Damn, 10 of Swords? Wow. Jeez. Yeah, there's... 10 of Swords talks about a leveling, a reckoning. Taurus, I feel as though you're outgrowing your present circumstances. It's not enough anymore, like what's in front of you. I feel like you're wanting more. And in order to step into that place of what is essentially the unknown, there's a part of you that has to close out a cycle and a chapter of your life, a chapter of thinking, a mode or methodology of how you used to think about life. That's what is trying to be closed out right now. All these swords is a lot of overthinking, right? And we want to have this card flip around in the reverse so we can go back to the Ace of Swords, which is epiphany, revelation. But it requires this, quite frankly, it requires this phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what the Death card is typically associated with. What's going on in the present energy? Four of Pentacles. There's that guardedness again. Look at how guarded they are. These are my pentacles. Right? But it's like when we hold on to the seeds, then we can't kind of grow anything, right? These beautiful flowers, these, you know, what I can only imagine are beautiful lavender fields. Four of Pentacles, Four of Trees. That if you are able to use your resources, not thinking that they'll be taken away from you, but rather you're using them to plant something beautiful, then it behooves you to plant them, because then you may end up with even more pentacles, right? So it's this idea, if we're not talking about money, just your mind space or your curiosity, that if you dare to open the book or ask the question, that what may return back to you could be like tenfold in terms of your knowledge. Clarified here by the Knight of Wands. Yeah, you know, like Spirit kind of showing me like you have the energy to really make a big impression, make a big splash. The shapeshifter energy for me is kind of like, it came out in Sagittarius's reading, and it spoke about, to me, this card spoke about wanting to just try a million new things. And, you know, Chris Reck, who's a reader, Minnow Pond Tarot, he always talks about throwing something at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I kind of feel like that's this energy right now. That you have the stamina to explore, to be an adventurer, try new things. But it's just about that first hurdle of letting go, right? You got to spend money to make money. Can I have a clarifier on the Four of Pentacles, please? King of Swords in reverse, Gemini energy. King of Swords talks about being an authority, unchallenged, the height of intelligence, divine masculine energy. But the card is in reverse. You don't like not having all the answers. You want to have all the answers. You're used to having all the answers. You're used to planning. You're used to having all the ducks in the row, right? All our ducks, I want all my ducks in a row. See all the trees? Ducks in a row. The hesitation is the fact that you don't know everything. Oh, who was peeking out? The devil in reverse. Yeah, damn, I didn't even realize that, but it was like this. Devil in reverse. Capricorn energy. Your sister earth sign. When the devil is in reverse, it's like releasing, you know, your future self is saying, don't worry so much. Release the things or ideas that we've become so dependent on. Sometimes we like our boxes, and I feel like earth signs like their boxes. Their boxes are safe and tidy. We've built those boxes. We like boxes. And Spirit is saying, no. We can't always be in our boxes. We have to go out and explore. Can't be dependent on them anymore. Devil card talks about codependency, addiction, obsession. Interesting. You're the first sign to get the devil card in this series of readings. Lucky you. But it's in reverse. Overcoming the need to, maybe overcoming the need to know everything. What's in the future potential? 7 of Swords, 7 of Birds. Lots of 7s in your reading today. 7 of Swords. You can see here how this character looks like they're kind of sneaking off with 2 swords there. It's this idea that we're using our prowess to gain the upper hand over a situation. 7 of Birds, right? Like working in formation so that we can pool our resources, our energy, streamline that action. So there's a lot of strategy involved with the 7 of Swords. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Trees. Ace of Pentacles, look at that. Aces bring new from Spirit. And in your future potential, brand new opportunity to grow something, to walk through a portal, to up level. But in the future energy, I see you being very strategic about how you walk through that door. It's not just, you're not walking blindly, or at least you don't want to. You'd like to know. Look at that. Oh my God. Ace of Wands. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. 2 aces. It's so beautiful in your future energy. Wow. Sunlight is coming through the window right now. Ace of Wands talks about a rejuvenated sense of excitement, inertia. Like really putting our all behind something. Look at that. See? Wow. Really divinely guided as well. Spirit presenting you with these opportunities. Best not to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? It's one thing to question, and it's another to have faith. And the challenge for you is to find the balance between those two. And here you are with the card that I was waiting and anticipating. Who will it come out for? And it came out for you, Taurus. The pink fox and the blue heron. So if you've been watching me for a minute, and then you know, because I mentioned it more than once, that I'm absolutely, positively obsessed with herons. I don't know when this started. This is a little heron picture that my sister painted for me. I have heron back there, like herons everywhere. I have heron pillows. I'm probably going to get a tattoo at some point. Like When I see herons, first of all, they're massive creatures. They're massive birds. And they just defy logic because they're so like kind of fat and yet super skinny at the same time. And like, how do they fly and yet they're so graceful and yet they look so awkward when they just stand or when they're diving for fish? Like they're just a conundrum. And every time I see a heron in life, in the park or whatever, which is not all the time, but when I see the heron, I see spirit. That is my spirit animal. I know that spirit is right next to me when I see the heron. And so this is kind of what I see for you right now. 2 iterations of this pink fox. 2 iterations of spirit coming in. But this is the most unique card in this deck because it's a question mark. This is advice from spirit. Allow there to be space for the unknown, for them to come in and show you magic, right? Magic that defies logic. It's clarified by another major arcana, the Strength card, Leo energy, and the orbs, right? Like your spirit guides surrounding you. The Strength card, man, there's a lot of sun coming in right now. The Strength card talks about a mastery over the ego, and the ego is kind of what helps and hinders our identity to kind of stay in one piece. An overactive ego, though, completely separates us from ourselves in a bad way. Right? So spirit, with these 2 cards, I feel as though like spirit, your future self, are kind of telling you that, number one, it's okay to allow there to be some mystery to unravel. That's kind of the exciting part of life. But that you're also strong enough and capable enough to question what it is that you stand for. When we question that, it's almost like we become closer to ourselves. So that's your reading, Taurus. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you.